everyone, it's your music video maven Gabby, and welcome back to the Musicians Prime YouTube channel, the #1 place for musicians to learn how they can leverage their careers with video. If this is your first time here, then welcome. On this YouTube channel, I talk about all the different aspects of music video production, from the planning to the filming, to the editing and promoting, everything involved with that, so you can learn how to master making beautiful looking music videos and leverage them for monetizable career opportunities. So you can become a self-sufficient musician and be your own boss. So if this kind of thing interests you, consider subscribing. Today we are continuing on in our stay-at-home music video series. This is the 4th out of 5 videos that I'm creating for this series. And you know, if you're watching this in real time, it's 2020, we're in a pandemic, we're staying at home, we're not really going out and interacting with other people. But that doesn't mean we can't make beautiful looking music videos at home. So while we're trying to make our videos look as good as possible in our home settings, we also want them to sound as good as they look. So today's video is going to be covering all about the different aspects of recording your audio at home, you know, creating the right space, what you need to consider when live and both pre-recording, and also the equipment that you could use to make a good audio recording. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we need to consider before we even think about the types of devices that we want to record our audio with is the type of space we're in. And obviously this is going to vary depending on whether you're doing a live recording of the audio or you decided that you're going to pre-record it, and then also, you know, where you're living, because obviously some people live in an apartment, a house, condo, whatever. If you're living in a tiny shack and like you don't have a lot of space, so all these variables are going to come into play when determining, you know, what kind of space you're in and like how you're going to record the audio. So you need to consider the space you're going to be recording your audio in, regardless of whether you're doing it live or pre-recorded. So the biggest problem we want to alleviate in our recording space is getting rid of this natural echoey sound that bounces off the walls of our space. You know, when we're recording sound and sound is emitted either from our instrument or when we're singing, you know, it bounces off the walls and creates this like kind of echoey reverb effect. And naturally, you know, if you're recording in a larger space, this kind of thing is more present because there's more room for the sound to bounce off the walls, and also because of that fact, areas that have more hard surfaces, so things like wooden floors, tiles, you know, this is going to exacerbate that echoey reverb effect even more. So for those of you who are watching this and live in an apartment with that crappy, fuzzy apartment floor, you know what I'm talking about if you live in an apartment. You know, everyone who's ever lived in an apartment near college and they have to deal with that little crappy apartment carpet that never gets clean, this is going to be actually to your advantage, because the more softer things that you have in space, things that are thick, that are more absorbent, those will help alleviate the reverb, this echoey effect that we're trying to get rid of. Now, if you're going to be in a smaller room, this obviously lessens the effect because there's not as much space for the sound to leave, which, you know, if you're pre-recording your music video ahead of time, this makes it easier because you don't necessarily need to be in a big room to do this. You can just go into your bedroom or like a little office, or even your closet. You know, sometimes I've heard like people who record podcasts in their closet get really, really good high quality audio, so that might be an option for you. But yeah, that's like an advantage of pre-recording ahead of time, because when you're recording live, you're kind of at the mercy of your setting. And so that's just something that you also want to consider when you are deciding when or how you're going to record your audio. Now, in certain instances, a little reverb is not bad. It might, you know, add some nice natural acoustics to the audio recording. But the whole point is that we don't want the echo to be so prominent in the audio that it kind of overtakes you singing or performing your music. So that's why we want to kind of treat our room a little bit so we have less of this echoey reverb cascading throughout the audio or video. So obviously it's nice if we can invest in things like soundboards that you can put on the walls to absorb the sound in the room. But if you don't have the money for that, it's okay, because there's no need. You know, as long as you have something like a towel, a blanket, some sheets, things that you can cover your hard surfaces with to absorb the sound, that's good enough to do. You know, I have a lot of hard surfaces in my mom's house that I have to cover so it can absorb the sound. So I put things like towels or blankets on my floor so I can get nice crispy audio without having my, you know, voice echo all over the room. And you know, whenever I've filmed live recordings at my mom's house, I use these like big blue sound blankets that I put on the floor because, like I said, she has lots of tile and wood covering the floor, and without it I just get this it gets a really echoey sound, and it kind of, again, overtakes the sound I'm making, which is not good. You know, you get a little reverb, which is nice, but by adding the blankets on the floor, it helps, you know, enhance more of the natural sound that I'm playing rather than having this all-consuming echo in the room. Take a listen for yourself. Now let's talk about the different ways we're going to record the actual audio itself with your devices and whatnot. So if you're going to be live recording, obviously I recommend using a microphone to help you record it, because this is just going to be able to enhance the audio. You know, remember that video I said way back, the one thing that I feel like if you're going to invest any money into, and I feel like, you know, as musicians, this is something we really care about. You know, you want to invest into your audio more than anything else, because, you know, it doesn't do you any good if you have a beautiful looking music video but then your audio is crap. Audio is still important, even regardless of the fact that, you know, the video is more of a visual experience, but we still want that audio to be really good. Now, a couple of different options for microphones that I like to use regardless of whether you're live or pre-recording, but I'm going to focus on the live aspect right now. So this is the SHURE MV88. This is an iPhone or smartphone mic, but you know, I have a little insert that you use to put it into an iPhone, specifically built for iPhones or whatever version that they started using, you needed that insert for. Anyways, the nice thing about the SHURE MV88 is not only is it like an audio directional cardioid mic, which is kind of ideal for recording musical instruments in particular, but when you use this mic, you have to install the SHURE MV8 it's called the SHURE MOTIV apps. There's one for video and audio that you both need to download. And the best part about this little mic is that within these apps, you can pre-mix the audio before you start recording if you know what kind of room you're going to be in, you know, depending on the type of instrument, or if maybe you're a singer, you know, you can adjust and like mix and EQ the sound beforehand. Like this, when you're recording, you're already going to get the ideal sounding audio that you want. I'll link this mic where you can get it in the description below, but yeah, SHURE MV88 is one that I highly recommend. Another mic that I really like using both for live and pre-recorded and like voiceover stuff too, for those of you who are going to be needing that for your music videos, is my Zoom H2N. This little guy I've had for years and years. This is my first like real microphone that I've ever used before I even started getting into video. Really high quality footage for the price point. It's like a very affordable, you know, first microphone that you can use. And the nice thing about this one is, like, at the top you can adjust the recording settings, again, depending on what room you're in. It also comes with a little windscreen in case, you know, you're getting a lot of wind or there's a lot of live noise in the area. You can cover that up, and, you know, you can speak or play into the microphone a little bit better. Another good little mic, which you can't see right now, it's attached to the camera. I'll put a little picture in one of these corners, is my Rode Video Micro. This is particularly good for picking up voice. You know, I record myself speaking all the time into this. It's a really high quality mic for music as well, and it's really well better suited for, you know, professional cameras. But as long as you have the little phone dongle, if you're using an iPhone, or for Android, you can use it as well. Rode also makes a video mic me that is specifically made for smartphone devices. And again, if you use iPhone, it'll come with this dongle thing, just like the SHURE NV88. So you can use that as well. That's another option for a mic that you can use. Again, regardless of what kind of microphone you're using, if you're gonna be recording live especially, even if you don't have a microphone and you're just using your iPhone, it's best to have the microphones as close to you as possible, like this, you're getting more of your actual sound as opposed to the room sound or just things that are going on in the room. The focus should be on the music that you are playing. So it's ideal that whatever you're playing, you want this microphone, whatever microphone, as close to you as possible. This also goes especially if you're using an iPhone. And like one nice little trip, regardless of whether you have this SHURE NV88 mic or, you can't afford a really nice mic and you only have your iPhone, just make sure the phone mic is pointing in that direction. So usually it's like the phone mic is at the bottom of your phone. So you want it pointing to you in the direction that you're picking up the sound. Now, if you're pre-recording your audio, any of these options will work. You're just working with whatever you got. However, if you have a little extra money to invest, I highly recommend getting a studio mic specifically to record yourself. Obviously this is gonna depend on whether you're a singer, guitar player, clarinetist like me, and so you wanna kind of do your own research as to what microphone to use. But if I may make a recommendation, might I recommend this Slate ML2? This is in particularly really good for wind instruments. I had a composer friend who runs his own professional studio recommend this to me. And on top of this being a small condenser microphone, which is, if you know me, I play clarinet, and this is the most ideal type of microphone to record the clarinet. This is also at a very affordable price, only $150, which if you've ever seen prices for professional microphones, it's gonna want to make you like shoot yourself in the face because some of them can be really, really expensive. But for how good of quality this is, like, it's not that much money. And the best part about this particular mic is that you can, it comes with software that allows this microphone to mimic other kinds of microphones. So if you want to switch it to a different type of microphone setting, something that's maybe more of a large diaphragm microphone or whatever, you can check that out online on the Slate website, the different microphones that they have. You can adjust it to whatever sound you want. So this is a really versatile microphone that I would recommend to record my audio with, because that's what I do when I pre-record all of my audio, because typically, unless it's for a live performance type of situation, I pre-record all my audio for my music videos, and I love to use this microphone. So that about does it for this video on our stay-at-home series about recording your audio at home. I'd love to know what kind of audio setups you're working with, so leave yours in the comments below. And yeah, let me know what you're using, because maybe depending on what your answers are, I can help make more videos, guiding you and showing you how to use the type of microphones, how to set it up ideally. So yeah, let me know how that's going for you with your setup, and I would love to help you out more. Once again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content that I release, if you enjoyed what I talked about in this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the Musicians Prime YouTube channel, and share it with all your friends, because this is the best way you can help support me on this YouTube channel. Just to give you guys an update, we will be doing a new upload next week, because in 2 weeks is Christmas, and I'm gonna be taking that weekend off, for myself to celebrate the holidays, little Christmas break. So the last video is the stay-at-home video series will be released next week. And that will be actually my last video for a little bit. I take 2 weeks off in January. So there will be more about that to come, but just to let you know, last upload of 2020 will be coming next week. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna take off onto my next little adventure. So until next time, I'll see you around. Bye-bye. Thank you.